Welcome to Layer the Alchemist, where we discuss all things heavy metal and hard rock. On today's episode, my 10 favorite Dio band songs. I've mentioned in other videos that Ronnie James Dio is my all-time favorite heavy metal hard rock singer. So this was not an easy list to make. I was going to do just my 10 favorite Ronnie songs across Rainbow and Black Sabbath and Dio, but that was just way too hard. So I said, let's just do the Dio band first. We'll do Rainbow and Black Sabbath maybe in another video. So let's get started. We're going to start at number 10 and work our way up to my number one favorite Dio band era song. Number 10, from the Strange Highways album, the song Give Her the Gun. I really like this record, and I'm a fan even of Tracy G. I know some Dio fans didn't care for the way he played, but I thought he was a perfect fit for Dio at that time, in the early 90s. Dio had just done the Dehumanizer album with Black Sabbath, and this album kind of feels like maybe where the band could have gone in some ways if they had done another album after Dehumanizer, Black Sabbath had. And Give Her the Gun really, to me, sounds like a song that could have been on Dehumanizer, and it's got a lot of the things that I really love about Ronnie and the Dio band. It starts off with that sort of clean picked intro, which again sounds like something that Tony Iommi could have done. The song reminds me a lot of the song Too Late from the Dehumanizer album. So it has that slow kind of intro. I love when Ronnie sings in a more restrained, melodic type voice, and when the drums kick in on here, Vinny Appice, one of my favorite drummers. His drums sound great. It's got this sort of moody feel to the whole thing, and then when it kicks in real heavy and Ronnie gets really intense, it's just awesome. It's got a great chorus. I love it. All right, next, number 9 for me, from Master of the Moon. This is the reissue here with the lenticular 3D cover. The song The Eyes. This is not my favorite Dio era album, although it's grown on me over the years, but I always and really love that song, The Eyes. I love the way it starts with that, like sort of that sound comes in, and then it's got that slow, heavy groove to it. Jun, 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 aye, that little effect thing. I love Ronnie's vocal delivery here, and I wrote down his first lines when he comes in here. He says, "Oh no, they're at it again, looking inside my secrets, coming through cracks before I mend the wall." That's a great line. I just love the lyrics, and it's a real epic song. It's pretty long too. It has like a whole section at the end, this sort of epic, majestic sounding, like very Sabbathy sounding riff at the end, and I just think it's a great song, and it's my favorite song from Master of the Moon. All right, number 7, from Killing the Dragon, the title track. Man, when I heard this for the first time, I was like, whoa, that song sounds like something that could have been on The Last in Line or even Holy Diver. The riff is just absolutely killer, totally epic. I'm a sucker for Dungeons and Dragons style lyrics, so when Ronnie sings about stuff like that, I totally love it. The chorus in it is amazing. Doug Aldrich's guitar playing is fantastic. It's a real throwback song. I mean, it's the most classic sounding Dio song that I think he's done since Dream Evil. Great song, great galloping, marching riff. It's just fantastic. I love it. All right, number 7 is from the Angry Machines album. I know this album is kind of not a fan favorite of a lot of people, but again, I like Tracy G, and I like this era of the band. But I picked sort of a different song off of here. This Is Your Life, the last song on the album. Ronnie doesn't have very many really pure, mellow ballads. I mean, the only other one that really comes to mind for me is Rainbow Eyes from Long Live Rock and Roll, and this song. And this is a beautiful ballad. The haunting piano at the beginning, Ronnie's vocals, it's just so emotional, and it shows what an amazing singer Ronnie was. He could sing the big, powerful, high up in his range stuff, but then even when he sang lower in his range, it was so engaging. He has such a great phrasing and I just love this song. When I hear this song, it reminds me of when I found out Ronnie had passed. I was at a baseball thing with my son, and I was outside, and I saw somebody sent me a message, and ironically, or maybe it was some sort of sign, it had just rained, and this kid's Little League baseball game thing was delayed. And as we were waiting to start, I got the message that Ronnie had passed, and I looked up in the sky, and there was a big rainbow, over the area where I was. And then later that day, I had a chance to sort of go out on my own. I went to a local park near where I used to live and sort of walked around by this stream. And I remember this is one of the songs that I put on, and that seemed to be when it really hit me, the lyrics in the song and everything, and just, how much Ronnie, his music and his voice meant to me. So that song definitely has a personal connection for me. Next, at number 6, from the Sacred Heart album, I did a In Defense of this record because I love Vivian Campbell and I just love the early Dio stuff. And the opening track here, King of Rock and Roll, I dig the way it's made to sound like it's a live song, and the main riff in this is just so cool. Ronnie's delivery in it is amazing. The chorus, he's the king of rock and roll, is just so epic. Ronnie, you can totally picture him on stage with his fist in the air. He did this type of thing better, man, than anybody. This epic type of metal, big choruses and everything. The guitar playing in it is fantastic. I love Vivian's playing across the first 3 albums. So there you go, from Sacred Heart, the opening track, King of Rock and Roll. Number 5, here's another opening track and another anthem from the Last in Line album, We Rock. This is, Ronnie was so great at singing lyrics that seemed like they brought everybody in. Like, it wasn't about him, it was about everybody. And it was, we're all together here. And We Rock, for me, has that vibe to it. Again, it's a song he always played live, or often played live. The crowd sing along with it. The main riff is killer. It's an awesome album opener. I love Vinny Appice's drum part in the beginning there. He's just playing rolls on his snare till the whole thing kicks in. The guitar playing is just fantastic. It's just an amazing sort of anthemic song from the Dio band. All right, this album's going to come back, as you might guess. So I'm going to put that to the side. All right, here we are, number 4. Okay, you knew this album was going to come up on the list. The amazing classic masterpiece, Holy Diver. And the final song on the record, Shame on the Night. Oh, man, I love the riff in this song. I love Ronnie's delivery, the mood of the whole thing. It's got a real Sabbathy, a creepy vibe to it. I love the ending with that riff at the end. It's just absolutely killer that goes on the fade out. Boom, boom, boom. So epic, man. It's just great. And, Ronnie sounds amazing on it. The whole band sounds fantastic. Jimmy Bain, an amazing bass player. And Vivian is just all over this whole record. But that song in particular, the riffs are just so killer. And it's such a great album closer, fantastic. All right, this album will come back. So we are here. Where are we here? All right, we're back to The Last in Line. And the title track from this, the song The Last in Line. Again, this is Ronnie singing for the common man, singing for the downtrodden. He seemed to have a way of championing the oppressed, and making you feel like you're part of this family. We're all the last in line. And he also had this great way of sort of using contrasting words, rainbow and dark and stuff like that, the way he does that. And The Last Line is another legendary epic metal song. The guitar intro is great. I'm a sucker for clean picked classical sounding guitar things. The verses are great. The video for it is classic. When that video was out, I was just so into heavy metal and Sabbath and Dio and everything. Just absolutely legendary. Love it. Great guitar playing. Fantastic song. So number 3, the title track from The Last in Line. All right, number 2 from the Dream Evil album, the song All the Fools Sailed Away. Oh man, I love when Ronnie does these sort of heavy ballad type things. This has an epic feel to it. It's got some clean picked guitar stuff, the way it fades in with the guitar. The main riff in it is just killer. The verses are killer. The chorus is just, oh man, it sends a shiver up my spine. It's so epic. It's so, fist in the air, and all the fools sailed away. The way Ronnie sings that, it's just absolutely amazing. I love that song, and I'm a big fan of this album. Probably the last 10 out of 10 Dio album for me, maybe until Strange Highways. I might give Strange Highways a 10 out of 10, or at least a solid 9 out of 10. But my favorite song from this record, love when Ronnie does those super heavy ballads. All right, number 1. We're back to Holy Diver, and I gotta go with the title track. It's everything that's great about Ronnie, right? And everything that was great about the Dio band. It's epic. The intro with the long keyboard thing is moody and dramatic. The main riff always reminded me of Heaven and Hell. The main riff in Heaven and Hell. It's got that sort of epic sing-along vibe to it. Ronnie sounds incredible. The video for it is legendary. Ronnie with the sword and everything. And I'll tell you a funny story, and I may have mentioned this in other videos. When, as a young fan, seeing these videos, I had no idea how small Ronnie was, And to me, he seemed like a larger-than-life character. He was so epic. His voice was so big. And, that video for Holy Diver, or in Rainbow in the Dark when he's on the roof, you never see him next to anybody else. So in my mind, Ronnie was a giant, and he still is in my mind, because he's so larger than life. His lyrics just sort of take you away. I love these sort of fantasy type lyrics. He was an amazing lyricist, an amazing vocalist. The band at this time was just so hot, firing on all cylinders here. A young Vivian Campbell just tearing it up. His guitar solo in this is one of the greats. Incredible song. Jimmy Bain's bass playing on here is great. Vinny Appice, an amazing song from a absolutely amazing album. All right, so there you go. My 10 favorite Dio band era songs. Let me know in the comments down below. What are your 10 favorite Dio band songs? I'm going to do another video later with my favorite Ronnie, Rainbow, and Black Sabbath songs. So let me know your 10 favorite Dio band era songs down there, or at least some of your favorites. Let me know what you thought of my picks. And until we see you again, make sure you stay heavy, stay metal.